Welcome back, everybody, to the Perico Pit Box. Myself, Caleb Yeska, David Land, Xander Clements. Full weekend of racing done and dusted. The championships, the first championship of the year, the Skusa Winter Series, done. Preseason over, you can say. And now we're getting ready for, I guess, the regular season. But, boys, we have to recap everything that we saw today on the Sunday. David, we'll start with you. Tell us about it. Tell us about everything. What stuck out to you here today?
Well, I'm a lot drier than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It was a pretty solid day of racing, I felt like. I mean, I guess unfortunately in some ways a lot of the championships were more or less decided yesterday, right? And even some of them, like, I mean, my God, poor Ashton Woon, right? Didn't even get a chance to fight for it, right, when we did have a championship fight. But I felt like despite the fact that some of the championships weren't as exciting as maybe we hoped that they would be coming into Sunday, that the racing more than made up for it. And, with as weird as the weather has been here, especially on Saturday, it was nice to just have a fairly regular day of racing, I felt like.
Dinner?
I think he hit it spot on, right? Today was a regular day of racing, and I think part of why some of those main events, even with the championship implications there or not, probably seemed a bit more tame than normal is the fact that we didn't get a dry batch of sessions on Saturday. You and I were talking a little bit in the booth, too, about why, the final day of activity on a doubleheader style weekend always seems to sit with you a lot more. Well, for one, it's just recency bias, but two, if you look back at a dry round one and a dry round two weekend, that you end up seeing a whole lot more players in the conversation on Sunday because they got to learn over the course of a long session. Even Billy Musgrave and some of the other drivers alluded to it, that we were kind of robbed of that lengthy session because every practice session at the most averages around 7 good laps, maybe 8 if that. And then you have longer sessions for happy hour at the end of the day on Friday, but you're using that more as a short run test session because you're trying to position yourself in a good group for qualifying in most classes. So Saturday, not having that day in the dry is, I think, why you saw a few more standout stars today and a few more races that didn't come down to the wire when we compare and contrast the racing, what we saw on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here compared to round number 2 that had probably a battle pack, it felt like, more times than not for the main event deciding race for the win.
Well, now that we're, kind of minutes out of or minutes away now from the Pro Shifter main event wrapping up, thoughts on it, David, now that you're not, interviewing the drivers, now that you are able to kind of process everything that you saw, what'd you think of it? What'd you kind of take from it? What does that tell you before we head into Tucson?
Well, what's amazing is that kind of what I think we talked about this yesterday was that Jay Urwin was going to be the standout, right? And when the conditions were normal and it wasn't this weird day that we had, the cream rose to the top. I was a little bit surprised, I think, that Mateus Morgado kind of took a step back. I think that was something that surprised me a little bit. I expected him to be there, and the fact that he kind of mentioned that he missed the tire pressures yesterday in odd conditions, I was like, oh, he's going to nail it today. Really wasn't there at all. Gavin Bailiff, just nowhere. A terrible start, mechanical failure. That was a surprise to me. Billy Musgrave had a Billy Musgrave day, right? Wasn't quite there, but he was nipping at the heels.
Yeah, to build off that, right, nipping at the heels is certainly putting it lightly to take away from the performance that Jay Urwin put on, right? I mean, this kid was unreal, and equally, too, the package that he was on. Part of what makes the Winter Series a bit of a hard read in an open category like this, where you've got a little bit wider of a engine tuning and building window than, say, other spec classes, is a lot of the race sessions here, even these lengthy sessions, right? They only got one dry session this weekend, is used still as a real-life dyno, a track dyno, if you will, whether it's chassis changes they wanted to experiment with and learn on, or engine changes. And you don't really get to see where you stack up in a true lengthy session, much less in any given session, until you're actually put under the lights and the pressure of a race. So Gavin Bailiff spoke a little bit to him, and of course Dad, Sean Bailiff, Mr. Trinity Karting Group himself, and they definitely just didn't feel like they had what they needed this weekend. But equally, it's not a write-off weekend per se, but it's not the big prize that they're all hunting for. This is still just somewhat open testing. So to have Jay Urwin dominate the way he did, it keeps the PSL streak alive in the Winter Series, but it sends a strong message to anyone else that was maybe experimenting with something. And I think to cap on that kind of note, we hear drivers talk about progression or development of a chassis or team or chassis or engine working together. A lot of times when they're talking about chassis, it's not like they're going back to the factory and asking for a different frame or a change. In some cases, they are. And we've seen that with factory karts. It's the quickest turnaround of anybody, being based here stateside, just a couple hours away from round 1 of the Pro Tour in Tucson. But a lot of times what they're saying by progression is you have in a given weekend only a couple of decision-making points throughout the race day as the track evolves. So you decide, all right, we're going to make a ride height change, or we're going to make an axle stiffness change, or a seat change, or even a gear change when you're learning on a motor. You only get 3 chances to hit it right or wrong, and you're kind of just more so crossing off the choices that were wrong at this point in the year. You're doing something you wouldn't have the guts to do with the bright lights on, all the prizes to play for in the regular season. You're doing that now, and if you lose it, it's, hey, yeah, we got mollywopped by 5 seconds by this 17-year-old kid from down under. At the same point, hey, okay, we know what not to do when we're faced with the same circumstance of needing speed in this area. We've crossed off that option for ourselves. And that's where, again, I think you're seeing a lot of Morgado and Velocity Sodi working together to go, okay, we thought this was what you needed today. This was not it. We will not be doing this decision if given the exact same play call or environment come round 1 and 2 of the Pro Tour.
But, of course, in Morgado's case, that's more of driver, less equipment, right? It's the driver trying to get adapted to the equipment.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I was like,
Dave,
what's
you're
going on? I'm beeping. My alarm has gone off. It's time for my medicine. I was like,
I figured it was bedtime. It's about 5:30,
it's
right?
not bedtime yet. Oh, my gosh.
No, but yeah.
Right when I was about to make a good point, too.
Oh, that's the alarm you set again yesterday.
I know. The
beeping
same
yesterday.
thing.
You're David Land.
There we go. Did that work? Did that
I
work?
think it's off, Dave.
Come on.
New
Turn
technologies,
on.
right? For
Yeah, new
David
technology. A radio is new technology to be.
Hey, at least Dave remembered to charge his overnight. The other one.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you were the one that didn't charge yours either?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, while we're kind of on the
apart.
topic, yeah, we talked about Pro Shifter. We'll talk about Pro X30 because I know Oliver Hodgson is staged up with us. Thoughts on that class as well, where we're at it, right? What did we kind of think of the day, Xander? We'll start off with you. We saw Sean Butcher finally find a little bit of luck, which, again, maybe wasn't even luck.
For a bit, and then luck went away.
What can you say about the class overall and Oliver Hodgson coming out as champion?
So that one I think is different than Pro Shifter. That one I think, we were robbed of what could have been more of a head-to-head battle because in Oliver's case, the goal was simple. Don't let Gus Lawrence get to the lead. The easiest way to do that is to put him behind you. And I think either one of them, had it been a regular race scenario or mid-season, mid-points battle, but not the final session of it where everything's on the line, they might have not battled as much or traded the spot as much because there was points towards the very end that it looked like they had even a leg up on what Sean was able to do before his radiator hose started to come undone and on Ingrata, the race leader. But we kind of were robbed of that, I think, because they were still focused on closing out the overall race that they were in. So Hodgson looked extremely strong. He said in his interview with you, Dave, that he felt like he just was able to step into this package, much like Morgado was talking about the Sodi, but certainly it has looked that way for Ollie. Wet or dry, he has not finished off the box.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was just a spectacular championship for him. I thought start to finish. I mean, yes, he wasn't always an absolute front runner, absolutely the fastest, but that thing looks so consistent. And the fact that, again, we've been talking about it, right? No one came into this thinking, oh, yeah, factory karts, that's a great single-speed chassis, right? They're so well known for what they've done with Billy Musgrave over in the gearbox stuff that when you see what Oliver Hodgson has done here, I think everybody's really put on notice. There's no doubt about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he said again that like it was ready to go. It was basically turnkey for someone to be able to rock it out. And Billy Musgrave has driven that single speed, and he's run at the front in the handful of starts. But at this level, it's extremely hard enough to do double duty in a similar fashion with K100 and Pro X30. But to go, double up and fully split your focus and divide it, right, and try to contend for race wins and championships, it's near impossible at the level that the X30 class has gotten to and the level that the shifter class has gotten to. So to now have, this other high-level talent driver able to fully put the focus on the X30 package, Billy can fully focus on the pro shifter category. You're seeing the fruits of the success of that right now for sure.
Yeah, well, that being said, we have Oliver Hodgson, Jay Urwin ready to go, and they're going to be joining us just on the other side of this break. Thank you guys for joining. I'm going to step away, leave you guys to it. Try not to joke about me as soon as I step away.
As long as you don't have an alarm go off, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I'll be good. We'll see you guys at Podiums. Jay Urwin and Oliver Hodgson coming up next.
PSL Karting, the official leader of the Red Army and Burrell Arts North American distributor and official factory race team, housing a number of top names and top-level data analysis and driver coaching from cadet to full-size racing action across the United States and Canada. If you want to race or check out any online parts that you may need for your Burrell Art chassis, Check us out online at pslkarting.com.
Champions aren't just born on the kart track. At SimShop, we deliver professional-grade simulators with the best performance-to-price ratio in the industry. Founded by racers who understand what you need, our SimMagic and Moza equipment is powerful enough for the pros, yet affordable for everyone. With unmatched customer support and a thriving community, we're your racing partner. Visit simshop.com today.
IAMI USA West is the official West Coast importer for IAMI engines and parts. Our dedicated and knowledgeable staff have a combined 50+ years experience in the sport and can help you with all of your needs. Call us today or visit our website to find your local dealer to shop.
One thing that is really nice about the Micron 6 is with this new IMU platform, now they put an embedded channel with the steering wheel angle. This channel is really nice to use if you're trying to understand how the drivers are behaving through the corners, if it's oversteering, understeering. But you need to be careful. Because we're measuring this at 100 times per second, when you look on the data, it's very, very noisy. So when you look on the data, we have here the steering wheel angle raw output in blue, and then we have to apply a filter to treat this data, and then that's the filter in red.
If you want to learn more about data analysis, you can sign up on my website right now. Enjoy the online course today.
Are you looking to take the next step in your racing journey? Well, look no further than PitFit.
With 2 locations in Charlotte, North Carolina and Indianapolis, Indiana, PitFit trains drivers all the way from grassroots level karting to IndyCar and NASCAR, with top-of-the-line personalized coaching to improve physical and cognitive fitness.
For more information on programs, check out PitFit on Instagram or Facebook today.
Cat food marketing. $9.99 a month.
Dude, Caleb, wake up. Dude, we're live in 5 minutes. Let's go. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Xander had me in a cat food marketing meeting till like 2 a.m. last night.
Come on, man.
Do you have anything I can drink?
Dude, I got the perfect thing for you. Perico. It's a healthy energy drink alternative.
Perico, non-GMO, gluten-free, kosher, magnesium, B12, B6,
yeah, it's good.
B5, biotin, and 0 sugar? Pericazo! Try Perico, made with natural ingredients, organic caffeine, and supports your metabolism. Try the new official energy drink of Kart Chaser.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Perico Pit Box and post-race coverage, of course. For those joining us now here, newly crowned provisional champ. I can't say provisional anymore, right? Unless tech is still going on. I have to think we're pretty close to calling it real, official, Pro Shifter Winter Series champion, Jay Urwin. Jay, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Xander. No, it's really, really, really good.
Yeah. So talk to me about it. I have to imagine this one, you know, with the stat line that PSL karting has had to this point in the class, specifically in this mini championship, that it was a big source of pride for Dom and everyone over at the tent to be able to secure this. Was that at all talked about any bit throughout the day of, hey, keep the streak going. Don't let it die that the Red Army's won out in this deal.
To be honest, I didn't even know that there was a streak until now. So, yeah, it's good, always good to continue it, and yeah, to just win for the team and everybody. Dom, Raph, Chef, everybody. Everyone was super happy. I'm also super happy. So, yeah, no, I think it was really positive start to the year.
We've described this event, really this championship, kind of as a preseason event. Not necessarily something it's like a regular season event like in football, right? Is that how you view it? Is that how your team views it? That's kind of, I'm curious, because obviously we're broadcasters. We look at it one way. How do you look at the Winter Series as a competitor?
Yeah, for me it was I looked at it as a race practice for the year, like starts, first laps, those sorts of things that you can't necessarily practice for. You can always do laps, but you can't do starts next to Mateus for practice. You can only do that when you're at a race. So I think, yeah, it was really good for that, and I think there were definitely some things that we've learnt from it that I have to work on for the rest of the year, but otherwise it was a super positive championship.
When you go back and look at a championship and go back and look at the data, you obviously have already a list of things. Where do you start work on those things? Is that a tomorrow thing, or is that a next race thing?
It's a thing that you always think about. It's not so much that it's a tomorrow or a thing. It's always just in the back of your mind, and you're always trying to think about how you can improve and be better.
Yeah, I mean, this was the first race session you ended up with a whole shot, if I'm not mistaken, this weekend, right? I mean, you pre-final, close, you drag race them into the corner, and then lights out with the way you were able to get the jump off the start in the main, and then able to get away. And like you said in the interview with Dave too, you looked like you had speed. If at different points of the racetrack you could have had a different run that was more matching the way Billy was attacking the racetrack, you might have been able to get around him easier in that pre-final. But it comes down to starts. So when you walk back those starts, I mean, what is the process, I guess, when you come into the pit lane and you got beat, and how do you turn it around the way that you did in the main event today? Because is it just raw feel, or are there things you evaluate? You look at the data. What's kind of that looking like?
Yeah, no, there was definitely a big conversation after that about how do we make it better, and in the end we came to just have to beat them off the line.
Yeah, just have to do it better?
Just have to beat them off the line, and then if that didn't work, try and dig in and see how we go over 20 laps, because it's a long race. But no, there was definitely lots of discussion. We looked at data. I talked about my feeling, what I saw. We watched the onboard, and it all came back to just have to get the start.
And I mentioned to David, too, right before we had you join us, and I know you've been kind of listening in a little bit, but speaking to rate progression. Each year's a little bit different. You're a little bit different than where you were a year ago. So using these race weekends, like you said, is kind of race practice, both to be able to get the starts a little bit better, but also to maybe try things you don't have the guts to experiment with when you're in a much higher stakes scenario like the Pro Tour or like the Super Nationals. So, what was kind of the process for you guys of any changes you kind of had in the bank? Was there some more engine stuff? I know as well, too, I want to give you the moment to talk about what you learned even from rounds 1 and 2, but was that kind of the way you guys approached this weekend as well? Were there some things you tried and that's kind of given some more confidence for Tucson?
Yeah, no, there were definitely lots of things that we tried, even more from learning from the first round. And same thing at the first round, we tested a lot of stuff in the chassis and the engine. With the new R3 engine, it's obviously all new, and obviously they know how it goes in the dyno, but you always have to see how it is on track. So yeah, this was definitely like a learning championship, and yeah, Tucson, I've never been there, but I don't think many people have, so I think yeah, we just have to try and take this momentum to that.
How do you prepare for a track that you've never been to? I know in car racing, right, there's sims and there's all sorts of different tools that are available to you. But what's available to you, Jay Urwin, between now and Tucson to prepare for that race?
Well, I have one race in Australia before. I'm doing the first round of the Australian Championship with Patrizzi course, and so I guess I was going to say that is a new track, so it's learning a new track, but it's not. I've driven that track before, so yeah, no, just have to get there and see how it goes.
You mentioned how long a 20-lap race is, right? Pro Tour, we had 5. So kind of talk about your kart at the end of this race. How was it feeling? And had you needed to go an extra 5 laps, how do you feel it would have reacted?
In this format, an extra 5 laps would have been very difficult. I think Pro Tour the final can be that extra 5 laps because we start with a new tire, but coming into this one with a used tire, it was definitely everyone was struggling at the end of that from what I could see.
Yeah, this is a track that really kind of works the rears and the fronts, and like you said, that'll be the big curveball. Even from the last time the Skusa Pro Tour went to Tucson, you would have been maybe Kid Kart eligible, if not Micro Swift eligible. You have to go back to 2013 for the last time a caliber event of that like Grace Musselman Honda circuit. A lot's changed since then too. So for anyone like Billy or like AJ Myers, like the Formals and the veterans of the class that might have found themselves with a wealth of experience and track notes, there's been a lot of runoff added. The whole pit area is paved. I can tell you one thing. I think the power plant that you were experimenting with this weekend and the power that obviously you guys found to match the go-kart in your driving, you're going to pay off. That's going to pay off there. There's a couple major high-speed zones at that race, so that's going to certainly be something that you can take away with some confidence. But in closing out here, as we let you go and get ready to kind of suit back up to come back up onto the stage as a champion. Talk to us of what this feeling is like for you right now, because this is the first time that you're going to be crowned a champion in the United States. You were this close to it last year, and I don't want to drive that knife into your back any harder, but no doubt this is a different kind of feeling. So what's the feeling for you right now?
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm super happy. I'm really happy to finally get one, also for the team, for my family, and myself. It's really good. You asked me what I'm feeling right now. Right now I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah,
but
more nervous than the final?
A little bit.
Yeah, fair enough. We've been working.
Somebody likes to keep the helmet on, I think.
Yeah. Just
go up in your helmet. That'll make it feel a lot more comfortable.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, right now you've only got a few people looking at you while you're talking, but you're going to have a lot more that'll be looking at you. I promise I won't interview during the podium, so I'll just let you put the trophy up, smile. You got the braces off, so you're all good. Smile looks good. The kart looked good. You look fantastic on track, Jay. Thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate it as well. Congratulations, truly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Xander.
Thanks, Jay.
Jay's far from the only champion that we'll have joining us, of course. All the champions and race winners from the weekend will be gracing the stage behind us. But Oliver Hodgson on the other side of this break, we'll be chatting with him as our other Pro Division Winter Series title recipient. We'll see you right back after this.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Cool features that Race Studio 3 has that people normally don't know about it. If you look on the bottom left, I have the weather showing my ambient temperature, pressure, humidity, and even the wind direction and wind speed. To be able to get this, you got to create an account on the AIM website and just log in. If you log in and have internet on, it will pull the weather from the previous year of sessions that you have.
If you want to learn more about data analysis, you can sign up on my website right now. Enjoy the online course today.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Perico's Pit Box and post-race coverage. From one champ now to another. Ollie, it's not a new position for you to find yourself as having the top honors and being on the top step of the box. Today, you did what you needed to do. You handled business. You ended up as the champ. But can you take us through a little bit of what this weekend has been like from your shoes, and especially the performance that you had to put out on the racetrack to secure the title?
Yeah, absolutely. So we obviously had some mixed weather this weekend. So predominantly day one of racing on the Saturday, we had rain, dry rain, and we was never the best car in the wet, but good enough to race to win. So I really enjoyed that race personally. I always actually just love driving the car in the rain in general. So that was a solid day. Didn't come away with a win, but obviously great points haul again. Then coming into today, we knew that I was in a great position with the championship. And I'd say it might have been my weakest day in terms of my performance. I was actually really happy with, kind of stepped it up a little bit in terms of the speed in the final. I think a lot of it came down to how my racing decisions. I'd say I had enough to get to the front to race to win today, but I had one moment in the race where I had Sean Butcher go back on me, and that really swung the momentum. Wasn't really able to regain kind of my rhythm with me and the kart and the tires. So that was the change there. I think I had good enough to race to win. I just didn't have extra to kind of move around the track freely and do whatever I want, which at some points in this championship I've probably been blessed with a go-kart that would do that. So, but I always think those moments are blessed, as in you know, if you have good enough to race to win, you have a great package, and that's probably all you can ask for when you have a go-kart that can move around the track and kind of do that back forwards, kind of go a few spots back, go a few spots forward. Like, you have by far the best package. And yeah, I was lucky enough to be in that position a few times during this championship. And I think ultimately why we're able to have such consistent results is when we got put in that position, I had a kart that could, you know, again, move around the track, do what I needed to do racing, and get back into those positions.
You mentioned Saturday. I kind of want to go back to that, and the fact that you mentioned that you didn't have the best kart in the rain, despite the fact that those are conditions that you, as a driver, prefer. So I would ask, you know, with this being a relatively new program to X30, how much feedback were you able to give to your team to kind of help move that program forward in the wet?
Oh, yeah, probably misspoke a little bit. I think what I meant there was in that final there, Vanchez was quicker than me. I'm not sure I wouldn't like to say who had the quicker kart. I think he was, honestly, through section one of the track, we have a little bit of on-off on the accelerator. And in plain English, he was better at that than me. You will never know, I guess, whose kart was easier to drive through there. But he did a better job of it than me in the final. And I tried hard to get on him and make a race of it. And it was a lot of fun for me. And, you know, trying to go toe-to-toe and seeing him drive that well in the wet. So, yeah, but I think I'll put it down more to the driver in the rain. The kart does matter. You have to be at one, but I think mainly it's driver in the rain. Well,
what do you think about that kid? Because we had Vanchev in here yesterday, and we were super impressed by him. We have been impressed by him for a while. I mean, as an experienced driver in this class, to see him come out as fast as he has been and obviously beat you straight up, I mean, kind of talk about Alexander Vanchev for a little while.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think seeing him, how well he drove in the juniors last year, I think I kind of expect that when the best juniors come up like that and they're well-rounded, I actually think that they should go towards the front in the seniors. I know that that's not a normal opinion, but I've always had that opinion. I think that when you're that age, there's no reason you can't drive as fast as the slightly older, experienced seniors. And then it's how quick does your race, you know, the racecraft with having, I guess, seniors who potentially is more of them, and they potentially make less mistakes or think a few moves ahead, and how he deals with that. And I think that's where we might see a big shift as the year goes on. Is at the moment, I'd say his racing's been good. It's just, will it go next level? And yeah, he certainly took us all to school a little bit in the rain yesterday, which I enjoyed a lot because I think that's what the sport's about, kind of being able to do that and compete as athletes.
What do you think, you know, kind of preview the rest of the year for me? You know, obviously we didn't have everybody here in X30, but what are some of the expectations for the Pro Tour upcoming?
I guess, yeah, it'll be fun. I think our Pro Tour, obviously this side of the world, we start to attract we already have a great set of drivers who are here full time, and then we obviously attract all these extras from Europe. So I think that itself is fun, because I want to dig on any other categories, but I feel like we have some of the best senior categories in terms of, we've got a lot of upcoming kids, and we also have a lot of, I'm in my 30s, but a lot of 20-year-olds who are paid to race karts. So there are some true professionals out there, and I'm not sure that there's a ton of other series in the world where that's happening. So start with that. And for me, I guess personally, I think business as usual. I think it obviously tightens up a little bit. For me, I see opportunity because I think when it tightens up a little bit, I'd say there's more karts to get in the way of some of the ones that are potentially not quite fast enough to stay on you. So I think all the little details matter more, and I look forward to that. So I think I'll either, if I have weaknesses, they'll get exposed, and if I have strengths, it'll kind of take me through to winning more races.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it, right? When the field gets a little bit deeper at the front, the finite differences really start to materialize. Like you said, even talking earlier, a go-kart thing kind of can go anywhere, can play in traffic, can make some moves, and you can put it anywhere you want to, and you're not, like you said, out of rhythm. Whereas when you're like on the ragged edge of being able to extract everything out of it, maybe having to go to 101% or all the way on the limit just to lap consistently, and then being forced in a battle where you're going offline, taking a second to get down to that razored edge. I think, talking with you, Dave, right, like when we talk about a great go-kart to a good go-kart can still go out and lap as fast as maybe the race leader, but a great go-kart almost has like mistake room. You have kind of that window where if you do get into the corner a little bit too hot or so, you're not 10 feet off the line, you're maybe a foot off the line almost, right? And that's when that field depth gets bigger, the go-karts like that are going to struggle, and the drivers are going to struggle to keep them, in the mix. Whereas this weekend, depth up front for sure, but we're just going to add on to that and kind of piling on too. Like you said, you have this mix of so much of wealth of experience. Almost every driver that at this point, is in your age group or considered a veteran of the class, they were the junior dominant driver of their era or their age group, their generation. So it becomes a great meter stick, right, for the Alexander Vanchevs, right, to see a junior go up to the front and be able to be tactical. And like you said, for his progression, having, what would you call it, 6, 8 legitimate guys in the dry over the last 2 weekends that have had a speed to win, we're going to probably expand that to maybe 10 or 15 at certain race weekends with the Pro Tour, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree, and I think that's what makes it exciting. You should have that depth there, and I don't think the pointy end is going to change too much. Like, I'm not saying that we're not going to have another driver come and win, but my point being is, the drivers you've seen feature in these events in both the pro categories, they're going to be there in the Pro Tour race, but you're going to, like you say,
there's going to be more. Yeah. Talk to me too. I guess as we cap this off, if there's no better way to have you have this run in the preseason. For one, the Pro Tour is going to be new-ish for you. Have you not run, I think I'm right on this, you haven't run that full championship to its conclusion where you'd be in contention for a championship since your debut year stateside in 2019. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Yeah. All his program over the last couple of years has been kind of spotting a couple of majors. He hasn't missed Vegas. He's made plenty of trips to the Rotax Grand Finals as well, all the marquee events, right? But here and there, a couple of nationals. It's a much busier year for you. So are you excited about that too?
Yeah, I'm very excited to, especially off the back of this, to go through to race the Pro Tour. And yeah, I don't think in total it's just a different plan. Also, I wouldn't say it's a crazy amount more racing for me. I'm still very focused on being able to follow through with my race program and follow through with all the kind of my coaching and the drivers I support on that side. But it's going to be, I'd actually
at some point
really
you got to
like
fit a move
Skusa
in there too, right? At some point, aren't you getting ready to set up base camp here soon enough?
Well, I'm here 51 weeks of the year, so I don't know if much changes there, but
I mean, from the current base camp, right? You're also going to have coaching that's already taken you all across the country from the base at Phoenix, or is that still a plan for you to stay in the Southwest for now?
Yeah, so I think, speaking openly, I love being on the West, but what I like to do, I really believe in doing training camps, and I think that in this sport, we've seen, it's been done for years, but I think you see more and more evolutions of how that's being done. And I'm a big believer in the training camp style, where you can kind of do multi-days, and I think, it should get to the point, honestly, where we have, probably multiple high-level coaches, and should have the younger drivers that are dying to be there and want to be there and learn from all these high-level coaches. And I think that stuff is already out there a bit, but it's going to progress much more and more. You see.
It's funny you mentioned this compared to our conversation this morning with Alan, right, David?
Yep.
We fill Ollie in a little bit about it. I mean, history, sometimes it's a straight line, sometimes it's a circle, isn't it? You know, over the last couple of decades, so many teams have added in a lot of the coaching and data analysis and video coaching as well with onboard cameras. That was originally just done at driving schools, which is where track co-owner Alan Rudolph got his first true full-time gig in motorsports working for the Bob Bondurant driving school. And here we are, you know, decades later, now that his driving academy here is still operating, but not nearly to the degree in comparison to the on-track or on-event weekend coaching that's done with how many race teams. Because at the time, if you were going to get coaching, you had to go to a school. And here you are. You've obviously built a very busy year. Like you said, 51 weeks here, and most of them, if you're not racing, you're coaching. But going in that trajectory. And I think you're right, because you learn so much, you know, when you're able to actually drive more than 3 times a day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I believe in it, and I think I honestly just take a lot of personal pleasure in it, honestly. So it's a very different feeling. Like, I'm stoked to win, super excited, but weirdly enough, I think, or not, if one of the drivers I coach wins, that pleasure lasts a lot longer. So I think it's, you know, special if I get to experience both. And I just wanted to mention, it's funny you mentioned Alan. Obviously, I always talk to Alan when I come here, and I obviously, before getting to know him from this side of the world, I knew that he knew that he ran coaching programs when I was back in England. And then it's funny, every time I talk to him now, he's like, oh, he's always telling me I'm at his old stomping ground at PKRA where I'm based. So,
yeah.
But for example, Alan, look at all those years of experience, and like, I think it's great for him to be able to continue and pass it on. And I wish that more of the young drivers would probably take a look back and see some of the amazing things that people around our sport have done in the past.
You mentioned how much you love the West Coast. I bet you're chomping at the bit to get to Tucson.
Yeah, that's a short one.
Yeah, I think the thing that excites me most about that is how good this track is to drive. I think selfishly, or I think it really suits my style. So we'll see if that follows up with race results, but the race is going to be great there. So it's just going to be a great racetrack.
Well, as we let you go here, we could talk with you for quite a bit, but Podiums will be coming up soon. We'll be seeing you back up on the stage. Any kind of closing thoughts that you have or people you'd like to thank? Of course, we want to make sure we give you the airtime for it, because it's an army that puts it all together to let you have the limelight here and have the championship.
Yeah, I think I obviously like to thank everyone over at the Factory Karts crew. So I'm going to make the list a little bit shorter than it should be, just for airtime, but I'd like to thank Duke, Justin managing the team. Obviously, this is a long working relationship, and the synergy there is great. And then Blake from Millrock mechanicing for me. Again, he's way more than a mechanic, so that relationship's fantastic. And then being around Billy, he's very, very charismatic, and then such a good athlete and good understanding that just adds a ton of value and makes my life a lot easier. So it's fun, and that core group of people is going to keep this ship rolling really well.
Certainly off to a good start. Congratulations again, Ollie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ollie.
And with that, everyone, we'll be having one last bit here to wrap up the show, and then on to Podiums. Perico post-race coverage continues. Oliver Hodgson, your Pro X30 champion, joining us. And after the other side of the break, we'll begin to break the last bits down before we celebrate him and the rest of our champs from the Winter Series. We'll see you right after this.
Are you ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here. For more information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
Hey guys, I'm Chris G. I'm Kart Chaser's driver fitness coach, and today I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to strengthen your shoulders for more endurance and better stability in the kart. Here we go. Okay, so exercise number 1 is the front rope pull-through cable raises. Okay, now this is the upright cable row. What you are doing here is you're picking a straight bar, as you see, and we're working the side areas of our shoulders, the medial. Exercise number 3, the dumbbell shrugs. As you guys can tell, I like to pause at the top before releasing. It's great for your strength, for that wheel stability. It's great for those shoulders and that upper back area. Chris G coaching, race-ready training that carries into real life. That's what we do here. See you on the next one.
Welcome back, everyone. As we begin to get towards the end of the day's coverage here, Cameron Reed joins us. The only other time we got to have you on air, I boofed it and misheard our director, Riley, let me know that it was not Dave, that it was going to be you giving us some extra intel earlier this weekend. So happy to introduce you properly and get another chance at it. But Cameron, we haven't had the chance to ask you. So from what you saw and what you heard of the racing action today, is there anything that instantly sticks out that we probably haven't covered, or maybe that we did but we need to hit on a little more?
Yeah, I think that we should take a second to highlight our junior races today. Like, those were some standout races. I know our leaders kind of pulled away there towards the end, like Nico Orbezo, but that mid-pack, 3rd to 5th, they raced really well. We saw Katowski go back and forth with a few different drivers, and then obviously Nate Golseth, who is a local to this Texas area, so I know him well. But, I mean, what a drive that the kid had to come back and be able to clinch that championship.
Yeah, equally, Travis Pettit. I mean, a flawless performance in the other junior class, an X30 junior. Nathan, I got a text from his tutor, Austin, saying, yeah, my drivers just don't like to win championships easy, I guess. As it turned out, his drop score was more than enough to be able to still hold on, but it was a mere, from our unofficial math, 15 points that it stuck, and it was only until 2 laps to go that the wind shifted when Tyrone Kemper Jr. unfortunately slipped down the order from 3rd to 6th. It could have been any number of them. I think all in the Tyrone ended up 6th, and from what I've got on here in the final standings, only 60 points out of the lead. So that's how close the whole top 6 was in KA Junior, and then X30 Junior, just a flawless drive. I mean, the most flawless drive, I think, of the day, up until Jay Irwin put the whooping on him in shifter. And that's tough to do because he had his teammate nipping at his heels the whole way and just raw pace outran him.
Yeah, and that's not a class that's typically dominated, right?
No, no. Normally it's a class known for chaos, equally like the KA Juniors. But like you said, they were racing hard, and at least for my final thoughts on the day, it was really cool to come here with still a really big turnout, well into the 200s, somewhere in the mid-200 ranges, I think, for both weekends. Pro Tour was another level, 300 plus last year, but to get still a near sizable turnout, no red flags, no ambulance rolling. There were at points 1 or 2 times in the day where we had a brief delay, rain or dry, that we were checking on drivers. But for the most part, I mean, it was about as clean as you can cut it for racing at this level. So, Dave, I'll kind of ask you as you sign off this weekend, too, anything else that stands out? Because I think Cameron hit it on the head. Definitely give Travis and Nathan and, of course, Nico Orbezo with a phenomenal run as well in junior.
Well, I would just say from my perspective, it was really cool, and thank you for the opportunity, Xander, to cover an entire championship in karting. This is the first time I've been able to do this, so it was very cool to see the stories progress over the 4 races and over the 2 weekends that we spent here. The difference in the weather I thought was so interesting. Every single day we have been here, whether it was rounds 1 and 2 or rounds 3 and 4, it's been completely different. So I really enjoyed the ability to be able to do this because obviously, as you guys know, my regular duties start next week, actually tomorrow when I fly to Phoenix for the IndyCars. So it was really neat to be able to see this because like I mentioned yesterday with Alexander Vanchev, we get an opportunity to see a lot of the guys who are going to be coming up through here and who are going to be a big factor in racing for many, many years to come.
No doubt. You've got the stars of tomorrow, and again, some of the stars of the present right here. And the coolest part as well, the Winter Series, just like in Vegas, we get some guys that are double dipping and a little bit of both. So we'll see what the Pro Tour entails. For now, though, for Cameron, for David, for myself, you'll see Caleb on the other side, but this is the end of us on the coverage. On the other side of this break, podium ceremonies kicking off with yesterday's main events that we didn't get to honor yet. We're about to. Today's mains, and then championship ceremonies as well. Thank you so much for watching and hanging with us here as we await ceremonies. They'll be right after this.
IAMI USA West is the official West Coast importer for IAMI engines and parts. Our dedicated and knowledgeable staff have a combined 50+ years experience in the sport and can help you with all of your needs. Call us today or visit our website to find your local dealer to shop. 2026 Cup Kart South Series, February 20th through 22nd at Finish Line Karting, March 20th through 22nd at Daytona International Speedway, April 24th through 26th at Music City Karting, and May 29th through 31st at Bushnell Motorsports Park.
Macron Motorsports builds champions every day, drivers who won on the world stage. The Tillotson T4 Series is pure spec racing. Same engine, same chassis. When you win, it's because you were the best that day. Your edge is not the kart. It's the setup, the strategy, and the race team. With our Arrive and Drive program, you simply bring your gear, we provide the equipment and the championship-winning support to every event. Stop wrenching, start racing. Your path to the T4 Nations Cup in Spain starts with us. For more information, contact us at macronmotorsports.net.
Motorsport is reinventing itself, and our mission is to accelerate this transformation so that it becomes even more efficient, cleaner, more spectacular, and more sustainable. Welcome to the next generation of motorsport. TotalEnergies and Peugeot co-developed the 9X8, an eco-responsible hybrid electric hypercar capable of outstanding performances.
Attention Superkarts USA drivers. Be sure to order your complete photo package from On Track Promotions. All drivers receive a minimum of 40 photos from throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with instant access from our automated delivery system. Visit otp.ca right now to get instant access to your photos.
Welcome to the future of kart race preparation, Kart Sim Pro North America. Featuring laser-scanned North American kart circuits and precision-tuned kart physics developed using real telemetry, dyno and tyre data, Kart Sim Pro North America delivers the most advanced and realistic kart simulation experience available today. Whether you're training for race day, refining your lines, or shaving tenths off your personal best, Kart Sim Pro gives you pro-level insight without leaving your home. Trusted by world champions, coaches, and karting enthusiasts alike, this is where virtual practice translates into real-world performance. Experience the thrill, the challenge, and the edge. Kart Sim Pro North America. Use code CHASER20 to get 20% off today.
wins the Wisconsin Grand Prix. James Overbeck on start number 2 gets win number 1 in OKN Stars.
On track or off, Brandon Jarsekrak Racing delivers elite performance. Led by 4-time Pro National Champion Brandon Jarsekrak, our team masters driver coaching, data-driven analysis, and mechanical precision at every national event. Contact us today at BrandonJarsekrakRacing.com.
Kyle, what are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
Who the f is Kyle Cuthbertson? Doesn't even have a go-kart.
Doesn't matter.
Cuthbertson through on Turney. Turney in the dirt.
You know, I'm really starting to like this go-karting thing.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, can I show you this cute dress I just got?
Yes, of course. Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
I just love shopping.
I love shopping too.
Oh my god.
Wait, did you guys say you like shopping?
Of course.
Well, dude, I have the perfect place to do that at. ShopBakeAir.com. At ShopBakeAir.com, you can get free shipping on orders $200 or more. You can get anything you want, like MXC rims, gloves, rib vests, shoes, anything that you need, all at ShopBakeAir.com.
Who is he talking to?
No idea.
But we're gonna have to check it out. Sounds like a great deal.
Sure does.
Welcome everybody to the check. Check. All right, just a quick reminder for those of you guys joining us here for the podium ceremonies. The championship trophies will be mailed to your houses as well. I just want to remind you guys, so don't take the trophies that you do get for the championship. We'll be over at the end of the podium ceremonies. But let's get started nonetheless with round number 3. And we'll start off with our KA100 junior class, presented by TKG Burrell Art USA. In third place, the 811 of Tristan Murphy. There you have it, Frankie Mossman stepping in for Tristan Murphy. We'll go to second here, the 823 of Nathan Golseth. And your winner for round number 3 in the KA100 junior class, the 8982 for TKG Burrell Art USA, Nico Katowski. Let's give a huge round of applause for your round 3 KA100 junior podium. Thank you very much there, gentlemen. Now for your KA100 senior podium for round number 3, presented by Urwin Racing. In third place, rookie, the 978 of Derek Wargo. Your second place finisher here for round number 3, the 906 of Mateo Rubio Luengo. And your winner in round 3, the 976 for RPG, Alexander Venchev. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another big round of applause for your podium in KA Senior. Thank you, gentlemen. I will go ahead and move forward to your round 3 podium in the Micro Swift class, presented by Benick and Grupo Santana Vega. In third place, the 221 of Dusty Strayer. In second place here in Micro for round 3, the 219 of Max Santana. And your winner and champion in the Micro Swift division, the 204 of Jack Katowski. Let's give another big round of applause for your podium in Micro Swift. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll let them work their way off the podium as we get ready for our next set of podiums, the X30 Juniors, presented by the Rollison Performance Group. In third place at the end of round number 3 in X30 Junior, the 725 of Eli Steinbrook. In second place in X30 Junior at the end of round number 3, the 703 of Ashton Woon. And your winner at the end of round number 3, the 792 of Nico Katowski. And let's give another big round of applause for your podium in X30 Junior. Big thank you to the gentlemen in X30 Junior. Next up, your Pro X30 drivers, presented by Kart CRG USA. In third place, the Brazilian, the 304 of Diego Ramos. In second place here for round number 3 in Pro X30, the 359 for Factory Karts USA, Oliver Hodgson. And how about our winner here in Pro X30, the 396 rookie, Alexander Venchev. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for your Pro X30 podium. Next up, your KA100 Masters presented by IAMI USA West. In third place in Masters at round 3, the 446 of Trevor McAllister. We'll go on to second place here, the 425 of Brian Boley. And your winner for round number 3, the 426 for the Rawson Performance Group of Mario Barrios. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for your podium, the round number 3 K100 Masters. Next up, your Mini Swift class presented by Parizino Chassis Gig for round number 3. In third place, the 198 of Aiden Go! In second place in Mini Swift, the 149 for J. Howard Driver Development, Hudson Howard! We'll move on to our winner here in round number 3 with Hudson Howard absent. Your big winner at round 3, the 109 of Mason Brody. Let's give a big round of applause for your podium, your round number 3 Mini Swift drivers. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll move on here to Pro Shifter presented by PSO Karting, and none other than their driver, the number 6, in third place, Jay Urwin! In second place here in Pro Shifter for round number 3, the number 1 of Billy Musgrave! And making his first professional start on the year. Didn't take him all too long to get the first win. Then in first place, the number 5 of Mateus Morgado. Let's give a big round of applause to your Pro Shifter podium. Well, let's do it all over again, shall we? Round number 4 podiums. In KA100 Junior, presented by TKG, Burrell Art USA. In third place, first national podium, the 820 of Mason Berry. In second place here for round number 4 on the Sunday, the 811 of Tristan Murphy. And your winner on Sunday, the 838 for Iron Rock Motorsports of Nico Orbezo. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your podium in KA Junior. Thank you, gentlemen. And we'll move on to KA Senior, presented by Orsalon Racing. In third place here on Sunday, the 946 of Edgar Rodriguez. In second place here on Sunday, the 967 of Cash Money Perkins. And your winner on Sunday, the 961 for Velocity Racing Sodi, Colin Lloyd. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another big round of applause for our podium in KA Senior. Next up, your podium here in Microsurf, presented by Benek and Grupo Santana Vega. In third place, the 221 of Dusty Strayer. In second place, here for round number 4, the 219 of Max Santana. And how about our winner here, the 204 with a clean sweep of the winter series for Trinity Karting Group, Jack Gutowski. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for our youngest stars here this weekend. Next up, your X30 Junior podium presented by the Rollison Performance Group. In third place, the 792 of Nico Gutowski. In second place here in X30 Junior on Sunday, the 739 of Royce Vega. And your winner on Sunday, the 729 of Travis Pettit. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your X30 Junior Podium. Next up, Pro X30, presented by Kart CRG USA. In third place on Sunday, the 307 of Gus Lawrence. In second place here for his first weekend stateside as a driver, the 357 of Sean Butcher. And your winner on Sunday for Racing Edge Motorsports, the 310 of Aiden Ingrata. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to our podium in Pro X30. Now back to our KA100 Masters presented by IAMI USA West. In third place, the 477 for Southern Racing of Miguel Mier. In second place and on the podium once again, the 426 for the Rawson Performance Group of Mario Barrios. And how about this? A long time in the making to return to the top step, to return a victory lane. Your winner for round 4, the 499 of Scott Falcone. So Scott was ready to leave without his trophy, but let's give him a big round of applause. Your podium in K Masters. Now for our Mini Swift drivers presented by Parisinho Chassis Jig. In third place, the 198 for Parolin of Aiden. Go! In second place on Sunday for the Ryan Perry Motorsports Nitro Kart team, the 191 of Jake Manalio. And your winner here on Sunday, again for the Ryan Perry Motorsports Nitro Kart team, the 129 of Brody Stoffel. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for your Mini Swift podium. Now time for our Pro Shifter drivers presented by PSL Karting. In third place, the number 5 of Mateus Morgado. In second place, the number 1 of Billy Musgrave. And your winner here on Sunday, the number 6, the Kiwi Kid of Jay Urwin. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for your podium in Pro Shifter. How about we award some championships here? The first one's in 2026. We'll start again with the top of the order in KA100 Junior, presented by TKG Burrell Art USA. In third place here for the 2026 Winter Series, the 802 of Travis Pettit. In second place here in the championship, the 811 of Tristan Murphy. And again, they're waiting for one of the Nitro Kart boys to go up there and represent Tristan Murphy here on the podium. Ryan Prairie Motorsports. It's going to be Jake Manalio. Let's give a big round of applause for Jake Manalio. Well, your champion here in 2026, the 823 of Nathan Golseth. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for your championship podium. Next up, KA100 Senior, presented by Ursulon Racing. In third place at the end of the championship for Brandon Jar's Crack Racing, Mateo Rubio Luengo. In second place at the end of the 2026 Skusa Winter Series, the 976 of Cash Perkins. Well, my apologies there. It was the 967 of Cash Perkins, but your champion here in 2026 for the Skusa Winter Series, none other than the 961 of Colin Lloyd. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause once again for your KA Senior Championship podium. Next up, your podium at the end of the championship for Microsoft, presented by Pyrezinho Chassis Jig. In third place for Ryan Perry Motorsports Nitro Kart, the 217 of Tristan Francisco. That's going to be Roden Stoffel representing his teammate. But in second place the 221 for Parallel Motorsports, Dusty Strayer. And your Micro Swift champion in the 2026 Skusa Winter Series for Trinity Karting Group, the 204 of Jack Kotowski. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together once again for your Micro Swift Championship podium. Next up, X30 Junior, presented by the Rollison Performance Group at the end of 4 rounds. In third place, the 703 of Ashton Woon. In second place here in the championship, the 723 of Nathan Golseth. And your winner here this weekend, your champion at the 2026 Skusa Winter Series, the 729 of Travis Bennett. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up once again for your championship podium. Next, move on to our Pro X30 division presented by Kart CRG USA. In third place in the championship, the 310 of Aiden Ingrata. In second place here in the championship, the 307 of Gus Lawrence. And ladies and gentlemen, the first single speed championship for factory karts, it's none other than the 359 of Oliver Hodgson. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your championship podium in Pro X30. We'll move on to our KA100 Masters presented by Miami USA West. In third place at the end of 4 rounds, the 477 of Miguel Mir. In second place in the championship in K Masters, the 426 of Mario Barrios. And your champion here at the Skusa Winter Series in 2026 in K Masters, the 425 of Brian Boley. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for your KA Master Championship podium. Now we'll go on to our Mini Swift drivers presented by Avinco Tires. At the end of 4 rounds, in third place in the championship, the 149 of Hodgson Howard. Move on here to second with Hodgson absent. In second place at the end of the Mini Swift championship, the 129 of Brody Stoffel. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your champion in Mini Swift, the 191 of Jake Manalio. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another big round of applause for your championship podium in Mini Swift. And now for your championship podium at the end of the first Pro Shifter Championship presented by PSO Karting. In third place at the end of 4 rounds, the number 7 of Gavin Bailiff. In second place in the championship in Pro Shifter, the number 1 of Billy Musgrave. And your final champion in 2026 at the Skusa Winter Series, the number 6 of Jay Urwin. Another big round of applause for your Pro Shifter podium. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that concludes our coverage from the 2026 Skusa Winter Series. From all of us here at Kart Chaser, from everybody at Superkarts USA, we thank you for joining us for all the racing action all weekend long. We hope you have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
This broadcast is the sole property of Kart Chaser Group, LLC. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the images, audio, or accounts of this event, in whole or in part, without the expressed written consent of Kart Chaser Group, LLC is strictly prohibited. Thanks for watching.